Alright, I've got a new deck here for everyone. I've been playing some Sprouts, Azarath Metrion Synthesis. Let me know if you get that reference. Hopefully you do. Great show. Um, so this isn't your ghastly Sprouts list that you might have seen quite all over the place. That list is a little more aggressive, and is a little more reliant on actually trying to keep a board state and then drop some big mountains in the end. This list takes a bit of a different approach to Sprout Silence. So for divers, we have Fervent Mycologist. This card was buffed recently and is amazing. Before you might run Gardener Apprentice in the slot here, but this will nearly always get a hit in Sprout 1, especially if you're attacking first. And then it might sprout a lot more and just get in some guaranteed damage. Really good card. And we have Overburdened Scribe. This is a key late game piece and lets you do some really cool stuff at the end of the game. So why this deck? Why this color combination? What's its goal? Well, Overburdened Scribe works really well with a couple of the spells in the deck. Uninhibited Expansion is now 5 mana, Sprout 12. That's pretty good. And then the Piece of Resistance, we have Chronosynthesis. This I have sprouted over 100 times with Overburdened Scribe and Chronosynthesis. You get a board of like 20 sprouts. I did it the first game I played with this deck, and the next couple after. I don't think I got that off in this video, but it can be a fairly common occurrence. Um, you can also Affront to Nature is a big spell. If you do manage to get this off with Overburden Scribe's doubling effect, I mean you probably win the game right there. But good board control card. Other cards that Scribe works well with, Paradox Plague, you'll probably clear just about any board. You make Paradox really easily with Sprouts, so that is nice. And then other things, Pressure Spike clears a bunch more units when it's doubled. Bloom is a +4 health buff, Sprout 2 as well. I don't actually know if it triggers with Focus Adaptation. Focus Adaptation's been bugged the entire time I've played this video, so it doesn't work quite right. And I don't know if this actually works at all with Overburdened Scribe, if it does anything extra or not. Let me know if you know the answer to that. So the goal of the deck is same as most Sprouts lists. You play Mycologist on 1, and then if you have the units turn 2, like Librarian's Assistant, that's actually the only like real 2-drop in this list. You can play Librarians on turn 2, but if you don't get him, that's actually totally fine. This deck's curve works out for you can bank 2 mana for either Bloom or Pressure Spike, and then turn 3 you have the option of Panicked Refugee, or Uninhibited Expansion. So it is totally fine to skip out on turn 2. You're really not losing much. You can drop an Aardvark early on. If you get a hit or two with Fervent Mycologist, or maybe you drop a Gardener Apprentice, then you can level up Aardvark pretty early and easily. Keep them alive with Bloom. Librarian's Assistant can only draw Bloom and Pressure Spike, two really good spells from these regions. You don't really want to add too much more because it's actually a little tough to level up Overburn Scribe into Dhali. But Librarian's Assistant, the fact that it only has 2, 3 of spells it can draw, is generally how you're going to level up Scribe. So I would, if you do mess with the deck, I probably wouldn't add any other 3 or less cost spells, honestly, unless you really change this around. Panicked Refugee is an amazing, probably the best 3-drop, maybe topped out by Sunker's Conduit now. Really good. Redactionist can bring back Aardvark. It can bring back a leveled Panicked Refugee. Bronk the Calm is also a pretty good hit to apply a lot of pressure. Sap Sapper controls the early game. It can sprout a lot more too. Focus Adaptation keeps you alive. There's a lot of burn out there. And Solemn Attendant can bring back Overburdened Scribe, so you don't have to be as safe with him. And you can bring back Aardvark, Bronk the Calm. It's a nice card. If you get this leveled, you can, and have both of them in your hand. I was running 3 at one point, but I had some really dead draws with getting multiple of them. But you can revive Indara the Candle with Indara the Candle, and if they ever kill one, you just bring back the new one. So pretty cool stuff there. Hush now, because this is a bit of a more late game deck. You need this to try and take out Ziv and some other cards. Yeah, pretty good. So you apply pressure early game. You have a lot of late game value and heavy hitter cards in the late game. If you're against Singularity, you have more stuff than they can really time stop. So as long as you're not falling too far behind, like eventually they're not going to have time stop, and you're going to drop a really big spell and blow them out of the water. This deck's probably biggest matchups, biggest hurdles, toughest matchups would be Burn's about 50-50. I didn't run into Burn very much in my test games, but it was about 50-50. You wanna, if you don't get your early game stuff, then they might be able to just kill you. You have to play that matchup kind of fast. And then, what was the, Bleed is always Sprout's worst nightmare. Origination Engine, I didn't ever run into, but I would imagine it's kind of bad. It just resets all your Sprouts, and then you're not really doing a whole lot. So, but otherwise, this deck fared pretty well. Yeah, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the games and have fun with the deck. See you next time. Alright, our first game here, we're against Phase-Tide Sungrace with Magmatic Tether. It's been a little bit since I've recorded one of these videos, about a week or so. So what are we looking for here? We want early game, which is going to be really good with Gardener's Apprentice and Aardvark. Librarian's Assistant's pretty good draw and a little bit of removal. Honestly, this hand really isn't too bad. I think I will just keep it. Good amount of sprouting. Attacking turn 1 is always kind of preferred with this deck, so that the Fervent Mycologist can get a hit in. There's not that many answers out there in the game. There's only 3 specifically, I believe, that can answer it turn 1 without being an evasive unit itself. They drop the holder, and we're just gonna play some games. Alright. I probably want to drop the dog here. I could drop the Gardener's Apprentice.
There's nothing she can't find.
But next turn I can go Apprentice into Aardvark. There are a fair amount of things that they could have in this region combination. I don't really expect Aardvark to live because of either Sunshock or Backhand. But it's still Sprout a bunch. So let's play it. Get some good early pressure on. If you get a curve like this, you can really apply some pressure to the opponent. Okay, so they're ramping. And they're killing that unit, which will stop the Aardvark level.
Really?
But I can swing for a lot. Well, actually, no, it won't stop. Ooh. I leave the dog behind. I leave the dog behind because this will sprout another unit, and that will level Aardvark. We're missing out on 2 or 3 damage, but we should probably block the 4/4. But yeah, this levels the Vark. And it's looking pretty good so far. Got a couple of combat tricks I can use. Which I will use one now to keep Jenny alive. And that Sprout alive. It's looking pretty good here. Now, I'm scared of, like, another medic, so let's open swing. Or of a timeline shift. Have another bloom. But this puts him down to 1. That is pretty good. One is pretty good. Debating if I want to go for a lethal. I probably do. So bloom here. It's not a lethal, it's just that it will kill medic. Which I can kind of do that with a pressure spike. Save bloom just in case. Oh no, it will spawn another Sprout. I was thinking it would buff the 2-1 to kill medic, but not quite. Curb. Oh yeah, Curb is bugged. Great. Great. That is just great. So I should have still had a bunch of Sprouts there, but Curb is bugged and will currently kill everything. Let's see if we can still win this, though. Medic will make this a little more difficult.
Is that the best you've got?
Medic is currently dealing 1 to everything, which is pretty bad. Don't quite want that. I can hush the medic. I can also... well, that's probably the best move. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, let's just hush now the medic. If he has another medic, then that's game. Alright. I mean, not necessarily game yet, but our board's wiped. I do actually still have a decent turn. Oh, that makes the turn even better. Okay, I'm giving up too soon.
Get him, Joe!
Your sins are heavy. My fists are heavier.
There's nothing she can't find.
Only those you put on yourself.
I could pressure spike the medic right now instead. That might be better. It would live to an invigorating balm. Otherwise, I summon Tino. Sprouts will be split between those two. but it's gonna. It's not the most amazing sprout attack. I think it's really good here to just take out medic. Good, that's 2 medics down. Oh, okay, good card. Oh, and that got siphoned too. Man. Man, oh man. Played 2 pressure spikes. We have another bloom. So, if I hush that, he's going to drop Tether. But I really want to try and level the dog. This is an important card to kill. If I can level the dog, it will draw me something that will, oh, I do want it to die, don't I? Well, not necessarily. I think I'd rather keep it alive. So this will draw me either Pressure Spike or Bloom, and either spell will be a third... Oh, sorry for hitting our mic. Either spell will be a third casting for Overburden Scribe. We can get Dhali. He's gonna drop Tether, and then probably some other spell here to level it. Imagine a Backhand or a Sun Shock. Or perhaps a Supernova. Currently 1 mana away from that leveling. If he doesn't have it, that's really good. But, okay. Snap back to level it. He's got Curb. Well, I have to force Curb out of him somehow. I think Redactionist is probably a good way to try and do it. I could always bring back like a Bare Knuckle Brawler to challenge one of his units, heal a little bit. Always remember that Redactionist can do something like that. But I still think, even with the Curb, I'm probably better off... Ooh, Boof the Listener. Probably better off bringing back Tino and just sprouting a bunch more. Now the benefit I have is that he's down to 4 cards in hand. I can attack with that, I can attack with Tino. I definitely want to keep Redactionist back. And I'll attack with the dog too, because I do really want it to die. I doubt he's going to curb the anomalies right here. But he may. This would be a worthwhile, or this would be worth it, I think, for me to get a curb the anomalies out. Okay, great. Didn't happen. That means the Redactionist is going to level. Never mind, I forgot the erased units don't level Redactionist. But if Redactionist can level, that's going to be insanely good for me. Okay, they have Heretic Whistleblower. Okay. Well, they're now on a card draw engine. Debating if I want to save the uninhibited expansion because it will double sprout with Overburden Scribe. I think I just pass right here.
Your sins are heavy. My fists are heavier.
Alright. I think I dropped the Overburden Scribe. Because I can level him at burst speed with the Bloom. And if he kills this right away, that means I get Redactionist leveled. Of course, you could always throw it into the sun or something like that. Okay. So, I could always focus adaptation to try and keep that alive, but as nice as it is, don't think that's quite worth it. So it'll die. And now I still have focused adaptation for the Overburden Scribe. Right now I can just pass. This game is in a rough spot, but not over yet. I may as... No, I don't want to... I can't bloom it yet, because he has curb. I think I may as well bloom it right now. Trying to think if there's any... This just uses our mana more efficiently. But there really isn't a reason for me to bloom this over, like, trying to just heal this unit. So, that'll level the Overburden. Oh, actually, I guess I could have kept it out of another Radiant Channeling. Oh, not good. Don't want him to draw. Yeah, now he has by the numbers. So he's going to get a lot of value. I need to try and end this game very quickly. That is... It would be a way to do it if he didn't have Curb the Anomalies. But I have to do this. We're sprouting a bunch. Sprouting a million. I do actually have... Pressure Spike will be doubled, so it is enough to kill the Clarion. Oh, they got a... Oh, they got a useless card. Okay. Okay, that's really good. Now I'm gonna kill the Clarion. Although I would have loved to get this card myself. Now it's at the bottom of my deck, so that is unfortunate.
Coming back at you.
And this unit is a real problem. He's going to gain a lot of life if I attack. Quite a bit. I think I pass. Well, oh, it's really tough. At some point, I have to get Curb the Anomalies out of him. Oh, you got 2 units. Not good. Not good. I wouldn't say either of them are particularly good units, but... that unit's just getting bigger. Oh, wonderful draw. That is a very good draw. This does not have Overwhelm. So... I am going to affront to nature right now, I think. I could do it later, but I would rather reduce his board immediately before he attacks. Dhali is doing really good here at just generating us card advantage. We have the... this is a double bloom, plus 4 health. His unit is getting bigger every turn by 3, but I think ours are going to outpace him. What a game. The only thing keeping him alive is this Curb the Anomalies and a lot of lifesteal.
Tough love.
Okay. But he isn't really healing. It's not in the right timeline for that. And if Dhali generates us a second affront to nature... okay. Well, soup is a problem. Oh, that has overpower now. Okay. Well, I send my toughest health unit at it. He cannot curb. Oh, he cannot curb. Unfortunately... well, I think I do bloom. It's just unfortunate that I can't quite kill it. I may as well send that one at it, though. It's very unfortunate that it has rejuvenation, or yeah, regeneration here. Very close. If that unit had died, we would have won. Okay. So sprout 37 times. I think I am going to lose this, probably. I can at least make a very big board.
A ball of hope. For
Oh,
every
that'll
soul.
do it. That'll do it. But the board's getting bigger. I could have done this in the other order. Math did a little wrong. But I don't think it matters. Yeah, I can't Attack! Okay. If he... Oh, there's a chance. But it's slim. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Got the wrongs or the right spells just a turn late. All due to the curb bug. Killed off my board. But that was a good game nonetheless. On to the next. Alright. We have got a different PC Sungrace. You know, there's a lot of burn out there in the meta right now. So this isn't too surprising, honestly. Alright. I need some early game units. Aardvark is amazing. We're attacking on 1, so my Mycologist is guaranteed a hit. And Bloom can make a unit survive a Sun Shock. I think it's worth keeping. Although it would be nice to get another unit to back up this early game.
I wonder what this one does.
This deck is very flexible on its early game curve. It doesn't run that many 2-drops, but you can bank the 2 spell mana for a Bloom or Pressure Spike. And then it allows you on turn 3 to play Panicked Refugee and back it up with the Bloom or an uninhibited expansion. Okay, a little scary start here. I don't really have a play. Not a good start. All I have is an open swing with this. Another Sprout. This does leave me the chance to Aardvark. I can make Aardvark survive a Sun Shock, but it cannot survive a backhand. There's a Sun Shock. Good on us for keeping the Bloom. Now we will get a leveled Aardvark, which is going to pair very nicely with a Redactionist. Sadly, it will erase, so these are even pretty good. It's already at 2. Depending on how he develops... He's just going to pass. How good is my open swing? My open swing is... okay. Would have loved to see him develop a unit that I could Paradox Plague. Paradox Plague currently kills everything. If he does use a spell in response, you probably can't Medic afterwards, which Medic is a big enough worry. I think I Paradox Plague here. Two timelines is enough. The dog might live if he soups it or something. Wonderful. Cleared his board. I expect a medic. No medic.
It was meant to be.
Well, that's a pretty useless unit without the timeline changed. That was a wonderful turn. Simply wonderful. Now we swing. Always make sure you attack with Mycologist before your weakest Sprout. Ideally, you just attack with her first. That way she'll Sprout and buff stuff. Can't speak. Really good early pressure.
A bowl of hope for every soul.
Now, downside, my board is pretty full here. I do want to draw some more with Librarian's Assistant, and then hopefully I get a chance to Redactionist something soon.
There's nothing she can't find.
Librarian's Assistant is the best way to try and get the amount of spells, the same spells cast that you need for Overburden Scribe. Oh, Tino's really good. Oh, okay.
Your sins are heavy. My fists are heavier.
Alright. We have 2 timelines. So that's a important card to kill. We have 9 mana. I can do Hush now and Tino, and I'm probably gonna do that. Just get this guy out before he can kill my guys, heal him up.
Heresy!
I can block with my weakest Sprout because I'm about to Tino anyway. Got him on the ropes a little bit here. There we go. Hopefully not another PT Sungrace. Okay, we're against a bleed deck. I actually haven't faced really any bleed decks with this in all of my testing, but I don't imagine it's a good matchup for us. Okay. This is way too much late game. Affront to Nature, as much as I want to keep it, it is going to be a really good card against them. They're a very board-focused deck. I don't know if I can keep it. Oh, what the heck. Let's try it. That... I really couldn't have thought of worse cards I could get. Okay, good. Good, that's... I mean, I say good. A Paradox Cacophony is enough to completely ruin our day. So, I will just end the round. I don't want them to draw the... or drop the Confronter. And just get a free level. What is this?
Ooh, I wonder what this one does.
Run rebuild? Okay. Rebuild, one of the few early game options. Every turn 1 option that isn't an evasive unit for Mycologist, even though this is turn 2, is a... oh my goodness. That words aren't computing. Every turn 1 answer to Mycologist is either in red or Singularity. Okay, I don't really want to pass right here. I'll drop a dog. I could uninhibited, but if I
There's
can
nothing she
get
can't
this
find.
dog leveled, that'll give us a greater chance. It would be... not that I can avoid it, but it would be very unfortunate to play uninhibited expansion and get Paradox Cacophony.
I made it myself.
But at some point that's going to happen. Okay, he's blooming it. Tempted to pressure spike my own guy. Because this guy could get out of control, especially when an enemy bleeds, I flourish. He could get very out of control. I think it is worth... well, no, I can pressure spike him. What am I saying? Then he'll die. If he has another bloom, he has another bloom. But this guy can get very out of control. Okay. Well, good. I could drop the Gardener Apprentice, but then I can't uninhibited expansion. Now, an important thing to try and do is to have 3 reserve mana on turn 6 for an Affront to Nature. We can do that by, if we bank all 3 spell mana this turn, or bank 3 spell mana next turn, we can, we will have enough, which basically involves playing Dog plus uninhibited within the next 2 turns, which, if I'm doing that, I'd prefer to Librarian's Assistant
There's
first.
nothing she
That
can't
way,
find.
it can see spells, cast, and maybe level up. Yep, don't have much to do here. This is basically going to become, like, if they have Paradox Cacophony, they have it, and it's going to be a really tough game.
Each wound, a turning key.
They could always rebuild their Seedling. That would suck, but we have 1 play. Or rebuild this. This Bleed is probably the toughest matchup for this deck. Thankfully, there's not a whole lot of Bleed out there. Yeah, we let it through. There it is. Whole board is clear. We switch to this timeline. It's looking rough. I could keep it alive with a bloom, but that's not really worth it. Not really worth it at all. Another uninhibited expansion. It doesn't do a whole lot on its own. I wasn't able to level up either Dog. I haven't drawn any other 2-cost spells. 3 dead cards here in hand. It's looking rough. That's for sure. Alright. I'm not going to really threaten an Affront to Nature here. I might just, I think I pass? I don't know. I don't have a good play. I don't. And now he's threatening 7 on an open. I could hush one of them, but I think I skipped the block. I'll play the Gardener Apprentice. I can still threaten an Affront to Nature if he develops.
I made it myself.
That's not much of a development. I actually don't know if... I think my allies... Yeah, my allies flourish, and then, like, seedlings would die. I think this is the only way for me to try and wrest some board presence back. Alright. I have units that can survive something.
Let's go.
And Sapper level up will, or, yeah, you can make seedlings, which would, it would, well, he probably doesn't want to do that. It would kill his board. Oh, he's gonna strike it. Okay. That'll level him up. Very nice, very nice. Paradox Plague. There is no... Not even close to any, Paradox. Okay. I can't really get Paradox, because this all dies. Well, I guess I would keep a unit alive with it. It's kind of my best bet, which is really unfortunate. I basically have to spend 5 mana to level that guy up and make a 2-1. Like, all of that's going to die, and there's really not much I can do about that. I can swing with these. I wouldn't call it nothing, but it's not far off. Health is looking low. I might have some healing with the focused adaptation.
I made it myself.
Next turn. Oh, that unit's okay.
Blood in the water.
Oh, not good. Very not good. Yeah, if I had the mana for Paradox Plague, that would be so good right here. But I don't, and he's going to open attack. Alright, I can focus adaptation this unit. I can hush this unit. And I can bloom this unit. Make a blocker here. It's what I got.
I don't deserve it.
You could always have rally. And then I'm just dead. He has it. GG. Like I said, probably the worst matchup this deck could ever have. Right. New opponent, Ziv Control. Don't see this around too much anymore. But, alright, so uninhibited is a nice way to sprout early. Early pressure is always good. Decent chance Panicked Refugee would get rapid iteration, so honestly, I do quite like the hand overall. I don't think uninhibited quite plays into the curve of everything, but it is a decent card. Honestly, I think I'll just keep the whole hand. Singularity being one of the few regions that can answer Fervent Mycologist early on. Though it's not guaranteed that they'll have the card.
Ooh, does.
Yeah, we're not gonna block that. Ecologist is much more valuable than a somber astronomer. Open swing. Wonderful. Got its value out. That dog will level. Not much I can do about that. Now it's the decision of if I want to Librarian's Assistant, bank the mana. Decisions. I do think I want to play Librarian's Assistant.
There's nothing she can't find.
Now, Time Stop is a worry against any Singularity deck. Part of this deck's philosophy is that I have more things than they could possibly Time Stop. So far, I'm okay with just banking the mana.
There's nothing she can't
Alright.
find.
Now I'll play Panicked Refugee because it can't be Rapid Iteration. But yeah, there's a million things that they would want to Time Stop in this deck. They can't Time Stop them all. Alright. No reason not to open swing here. This is a more valuable unit to kill. I don't really need to attack with the other guys. I want to make sure he stays alive. The dog would be kind of nice to kill, but I care more about keeping our dog alive. Yeah, this seems pretty good. You don't want him to passively draw 2 every turn. That's a bit much. I have 2 blooms. Okay, so there's a headbanging. I will bloom the wolf. I do really want that unit to die. Uses our mana a little more efficiently as well. This is a good timeline for us, but they do have the... Oh, they discarded it. They discarded Return to Stillness. Oh, and they hard run Return to Stillness too. Okay. Ziv, he played Ziv and tapped out of mana. Paradox Plague only has 1 timeline, but we hush now this every time. Before they have time stop mana. Perfect. We drew an Aardvark. We have Aardvark, we have Uninhibited. This is looking really, really good. Just pile on the pressure. Decent chance he's holding up like a Hush Now mana or Rapid Iteration. It's a matter of if I want to. I think I want to hold up the Bloom mana just in case, and I could maybe drop another dog as well. not attack with Aardvark. I think I'll keep the dog behind. Yeah. This looks good. Just good trades here. If he kills a unit, Jenny will make another sprout, so she will... okay, well this looks good. So it can refill the board for Aardvark. Okay. Dropping another Ziv. That is fair. There's a million removal spells that they could have to try and kill Aardvark. I would rather not have the couple of mana or just float it than risk Aardvark dying. More timeline shifts, more Paradox Plague is active. We sprouted 9.
Tick, tick, tick. Boom!
Now, that's a big Ziv. It's only 2 timeline shifts. But I have 2 Paradox Plagues. Let's see what I've cast. 1 Bloom. Might draw me another Bloom. I do think Paradox Plague is the move right here. Let's, in case... Well, they're not going to get rid of both cases of Paradox. That would be really absurd. But let's target Rogue Amalgam. Just in case... Yeah, we have 2 saplings and the... Oh, that's actually not Paradox anymore. Because mine leveled. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. This will reduce Ziv. We'll kill the dog. Doesn't have lifesteal, which is very nice. But... they always have aggressive recycling, don't they? Rapid. Okay, it did not get lifesteal, so that's really good. It's definitely worth it to keep this unit alive. I could block with Jenny, but just doesn't do a whole lot, and Paradox Plague doesn't, Paradox Plague won't actually kill anything, so we'll just keep this unit alive and take the hit. Focused Adaptation is pretty nice. Yeah, I think I open swing here. This deck doesn't have too much it does to, like, develop, but... maybe not. Maybe I don't open swing. I mean, I could make my units just get bigger and bigger here. I have uninhibited. I have 11 mana. Always good tip just to kind of add your mana up. 11 mana is enough for, like, uninhibited and focused adaptation. 2 uninhibiteds if I really want. But yeah, I think I just grow bigger. There's nothing he can really do at slow speed that he couldn't do at fast. Now, I do want to save the focused adaptation. I want to be able to leave it up as an option. So we'll just full swing here. This does not have lifesteal, but anything else he discards will make it, so yeah. How's this looking? He's gonna heal a lot, but he's gonna take a lot. So this is a chance for me to heal. I can focus adaptation that.
Onward.
That way I'm not dead next turn. That's the 3rd bloom. Another Ziv. The fact that this is still alive is not good for us. But I do have the Paradox Plague. But it's pretty much done its work. I find it strange he's attacking with those. He only has 8 cards in deck. That's funny. Okay. Well, we'll block these. This saves me a bit of life. Probably worth doing. Hold on. Let's see what we're looking at here. Looking at 0. Yeah, okay. That'll do it. GG. Yeah, he got the Zivs down. He got them down pretty early. We were able to kill one of them with the Hush now, but then he dropped a second and followed it up with Mr. E. It just got too big, too quick. All right. We have got Silent Sungrace, the real flavor of the week. So Pressure Spike I think is decent to actually kill some of the early game units like the Suncurse Conduit. Uninhibited is a early game, well, it's a nice flexible play you can put in. Aardvark is sort of an ideal card to have, but you make do with what you can. Don't want to be too greedy with your mulligan.
Ooh, I wonder what this one does.
Dust to dust.
Now, a fun thing about this is I'd argue this deck benefits more from that timeline than he does. From some of my test games, I think that's kind of true. We want to keep Jenny alive. Yeah, especially since I have 2 uninhibited expansions in hand. He'll get his first overflow from this. Somber Astronomer. Is that worth a pressure spike? Probably not. I don't know why I'm really considering that. Yeah, there's a bunch of other things. It would be mana efficient, I guess, but no. So now we'll uninhibited expansion. Then next turn we'll uninhibited expansion. Alright, kills Jenny.
Only those you put on yourself.
Full swing. This card, could be an issue. Hopefully it doesn't get lifesteal like the guy before did. Oh, Aardvark. There was the missing piece. And we can combine that with uninhibited expansion. We play this guy first, so we don't overwrite a Sprout. We have Redactionist for Aardvark as well. Ah, Medic. Yeah, if I had Bloom, that would be really good. I could Pressure Spike to kill the Medic. That's not a bad play, but it's not quite as mana efficient. And if he has the Soothing Glow, that makes it a really bad play. So let's just have Medic kill things. And then we'll uninhibited expansion. It's growing bigger. Another redactionist. Okay, so obviously I can't redactionist right now, but we'll just full swing with everything, putting on pressure. Down to 4. Pretty good. And now I can redactionist the Aardvark. For spells, we've played 2 expansions, and that's about it. So, this guy isn't necessarily close to leveling. Okay. Well, I think we just pass right there. He's gonna Sunshock something. I prefer he doesn't Sunshock the, Well, it's interesting. We could focus adaptation that. Just to use the mana efficiently. Might be worth it. It's a pretty decent sized unit. Could also pressure spike that. Alright, I will save the focus adaptation. I'm not sure which is the correct play, but now I can do this on the Aardvark. Aardvark is probably the main target for Redactionist in this deck. Sometimes you can get cheeky with taking your opponent's cards. Okay. Now, I was going to pressure spike the Sunbringer, but I think killing this thing before it takes off is better. Oh, that's a nice card. We have sprouted a lot. That's going to be our play, more than likely this turn. More than likely. Now, sadly, Aardvark got erased. Sometimes you can bring him back with the Solemn Attendant, but he did not live long enough.
The answer's in here somewhere.
So he's threatening a Supernova. I have not kept track of how many times he's overflowed, but you can generally assume it's a lot. My phone is going off. Nothing important. So I'll just pass here. Yep. He's threatening, he's gonna level that up. And probably have a Supernova. He's very possibly just mono Supernova. Or no, he played one of these Sunshocks. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, one of those. He's not mono Supernova. But good chance he's going to play Supernova this turn. Hush now onto this is pretty good. Okay, he just passes. Alright, fair enough. No big complaints there. I could sprout 22 additional times. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I have 10 mana. I can't really... That would be my whole turn. It's very possible I should have just done that last turn. But I really didn't think he would just pass. Seems a little ludicrous. I do really want... It would be nice if Redactionist could live. Alright. let's just swing. This could be the wrong play. It could be that Chronosynthesis would be a little bit better. If he blocks with that, he can't activate it unless he does something that forces me to respond. Ah, there's another Sun Shock. Yeah, okay, Redactionist is going to die. I could focus adaptation it, but honestly her living is not the most important thing. It's really not. So, just let this happen. I don't want to give him another spell. They're down to 1 health. Yeah, so now here's a possible issue, you know? They have this thing with Overpower that at some point is going to wreak havoc. They also have Magmatic Tether. Both are very important units for me to kill. Overburn Scribe is sadly not quite leveled. I would need another Uninhibited, or if the dog I could draw, that would be good. I think I just get this out there. General rule of thumb, play the slow stuff first.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
Alright. Well, now things could go very bad. Very bad. So we'll block this. If I may have played this a little too slow. This unit has just gotten way bigger than it has any right to be. I have 10 mana. I could play the both of those. Very nice. If I play my Scribe, it's really just going to die. Oh, let's play Sap Sapper. He's down to 1. There's all of these units on board, but there's, quite honestly, only one that matters, and it's Magmatic Tether that heals him. Magmatic Tether is pretty much the only unit that actually matters. That does nothing really. We pass. There we go. A Supernova has been cast. It's only dealing 6. But that's yeah.
Oh.
Very well. And there is Magmatic Tether. Now, I would rather kill it immediately. He could respond with like a Sun Shock. He would heal a lot off it. But he doesn't have it. And now I open swing. He can block too. And there we go. I hope. He gave the nod. Come on, opponent. They're just stalling out the clock. Alright. There we go. We beat Dhali. We beat PT Sungrace Heal. Lost to them due to a bug. Also lost to a bleed deck, but I'm gonna be honest, you're probably not gonna win that matchup. But I think that's a decent showcase of the deck. We didn't run into any burn. Honestly, burn I think is like a 50-50 toss-up. If you can get your good early game cards, maybe get a focused adaptation off for some healing, then you can win. But yeah, it's been about 50-50 for my testing. But yeah, here's a new video. I've got some other interesting stuff hopefully coming up with a little more production value. But for now, enjoy.